Picture this. You're staring at your laptop screen. It's 2 in the morning. You're refreshing your bank account for the 100th time this week. Zero, still zero. But you've been building an online business for months now, watching online tutorials, reading books, going on YouTube, following every guru's advice. But that first dollar, it feels impossible. Here's the brutal truth that no one wants to talk about. Earning your first dollar online is exceptionally hard, and it's exponentially harder than earning your 1,000th. And I'm not just throwing around motivational fluff here. There's actual psychology and data behind why it happens. And I'm going to share with you the 3 psychological barriers that make that first dollar feel impossible. The hidden reason why 87% of people quit before they make their first sale, and most importantly, the exact framework that breaks through what I call the first dollar paralysis. And by the end of this video, you will understand why your struggle is not a sign of failure. It's actually completely normal. And more importantly, you're going to know exactly how to overcome it. And the reason I can talk on this so confidently is I have been in the exact same shoes, and I've done it the hard way. So, why is the first dollar so ridiculously hard? And it comes down to the psychological barriers that create what researchers call entrepreneurial inertia. Barrier 1, you have imposter syndrome. Dr. Clant, who first coined the term imposter syndrome in 1978, found that 70% of people experience it at some point in life. But what's fascinating, the research done at MIT in 2022 showed that imposter syndrome is actually amplified by 300% when there's no external validation. And guess what? When you're starting online, you have 0 customers, 0 reviews, 0 social proof, and your brain is literally working against you. You are your worst enemy, because what your brain's whispering to you is, who are you to charge money for this? Why should you be doing it? The second barrier is decision fatigue paradox. This research is developed on the paradox of choice, and it's revealed something which is counterintuitive. Too many options actually paralyze us. When starting online, you're faced with infinite possibilities. Should you do affiliate marketing? Should you create courses? Should you offer services? Should you start a blog? Should you consult? Should you do gig work? And this paradox is why 43% of online aspiring entrepreneurs actually never launch anything, according to a 2023 study, Online Business Research Institute. All my sources, by the way, are cited in the description. People get stuck in what they call preparation purgatory. And barrier 3, the validation void. In traditional jobs, you get a paycheck every 2 weeks. It is predictable validation that your work has value. And online, you could work for months without earning a single penny, and your brain interprets this as evidence that you're failing. And this has also been researched and shown, and getting rewards at unpredictable intervals is actually more addictive than consistent rewards. But the flip side is, the absence, when there's no rewards, helps create what's called learned helplessness. And this is why the first dollar, when you're currently in that initial stage where you've got no external validation, you've got no reward for the work you're putting in, is not just about making money. Like, this current first dollar is not just about making money. It's about breaking the psychological dam that's holding back your confidence. So, getting into the real action points here, the 3 stages of the first dollar breakthrough. Now, here's what I've learned from working, number 1, online myself, but also working with tons of entrepreneurs, is everyone goes through this distinct stage before earning their first dollar. And understanding these stages is crucial because most people quit during stage 2. So, stage 1, the clarity crisis. This is where you're going to feel overwhelmed by possibilities, and you're likely in that current stage now. Everything seems like it could work, so nothing gets your full attention. You start 3 different projects and you finish none of them. The breakthrough here isn't finding the perfect opportunity. It's choosing one path and committing to it, and doing it for at least 90 days. Jeff Bezos calls this disagree and commit. Even if you're not 100% sure, just commit fully, test it properly, and work out exactly what works and what doesn't work. But you've got to give it a fair shot to be successful. Stage 2, deafening silence. This stage is the killer stage. This is where you've chosen your path, you've created content, or you've started building a service, but crickets. No responses, no sales, no traction. And this is the point where 73% of people quit, according to research by the Small Business Administration. But here's where success for 27% of people understand. Silence isn't rejection, it's market research. Every piece of content that gets ignored, every service that gets no inquiries, that's data telling you what you don't resonate. And then you'll start going through this phase where you start upturning. You have the momentum shift. Something interesting happens around week 8 to 16 roughly for those who push through. You start getting micro signals. Someone shares your content, someone asks a question about the service you're offering, someone joins your email list. Now, these might not be sales yet, you might not be generating that first dollar, but they're proof of life. And this is huge. And it shows that this tiny win creates successful momentum, small positive outcomes that compound into larger ones. And this is where the framework comes in really, really valuable. And exactly how do you break through this? For me, this framework I call is the first dollar framework. You have 4 steps that eliminate psychological barriers and create a clear path to a crucial first sell and that first dollar earned online. Number 1, micro niche strategy. Instead of trying to serve everyone, serve someone so specific that you become the obvious choice. Don't be a social media consultant. Be the person who helps wedding photographers get more bookings through Instagram stories. Research by marketing professor Simonson shows that specificity increases the perceived expertise by 67%. When you're the hyper-specific person, people assume you'll be expert in that thing, even if you not necessarily are, or it's not necessarily unique. You become much more specialized and much more focused. Step number 2, problem-first approach. Most people start their solution and then try find problems to solve it. Flip this completely on its head. Start by finding a problem that people are actively spending money to solve right now. And here's a simple test. Go to Fiverr, go to Upwork, and see what services are in the area you're interested are getting orders or people are requesting for work. If people are paying for it or people are listing jobs for it to be solved, there's proven demand. You don't just need to reinvent the wheel, you just need to serve it slightly better or carve out a small percentage of an already existing niche. Then you have the 48-hour MVP. Traditionally, MVP means minimum viable product. I love saying most valuable problem solver. Your goal isn't to build something perfect. It's to solve one specific problem for one specific person within 48 hours of identifying it. This could be a really simple guide. It could be a 30-minute consultation call. It could be a basic template. Whatever problems that are problem solved are most direct. A really good example of this personally is I had a listing on Fiverr and Upwork, which was for $175, I will solve any Facebook integration issue you have. And it was that simple. And the delivery time was 1 day, or under 1 day, I believe it was. It was the quickest it could be. And I used to have people just click and buy this order. And it would be pieces such as they would explain their issue. And it would be simple problems such as, in my Zapier connection, I can't connect Facebook. And it's likely event a permissions issue. Go in, go fix it. And you make $175. These orders came in super quickly. They came in very fast. And it was a really good side hustle and good proof validation for me. You don't need to be doing anything particularly amazing or crazy complicated. But what you can do is solve a problem for someone and give them the value they require. And instantly these guys referred, they recommended, they gave reviews, and they kept coming back when they have these little niggles. And you have this business which is turning over $175 for every problem. And these problems were taking me sub 5 minutes to solve. Now, if you want to do the math on how much money that is per hour, it's awesome. Now, that wasn't a scalable model for me to build a business out of. Maybe it could have been, but for me, it wasn't for me. But it was something which earned me a good amount of money on the side with little to no effort and little to no time to set up. And it gave me this validation that I could earn more than $1 online. Now, step 4 is the direct outreach method. This is where most people get squeamish, but it's sometimes a non-negotiable, especially if you're on platforms like Upwork. You do need to directly reach out to people who have a problem that you can solve. And a great way to do this is via Loom videos, walk through your problem, give a human aspect, show your face. And the best way to do this is to find 10 people with your specific problem, some personalized message and video saying, hey, look, I appreciate you've got a listing online and I know you're struggling with X. I've just created something that might be able to help you, or it can help you. Would you be interested in checking it out? And this personalized outreach approach can help drive response rate compared to generic messages. And it shows that you're a real person they can trust. And if they can see your face to it and they can hear your voice, although it might be nervous for you to do that, it will give this element of social proof and evidence that you are a real person who's going to help it. At the moment, newsflash, there's a ton of AI nonsense. There's a ton of AI jargon, and people are using AI to pitch for jobs super quickly. And that might have worked a year, 2 years ago. But the proven method, which still works to this day from 4 years ago, is shoot a video with your face, show who you are as a person, get them to believe in you, and then you are off to the races. Now, for me anyway, after studying lots of online entrepreneurs, I've noticed some fascinating patterns in how the first dollar truly happens. And understanding these patterns can help drastically speed up your breakthrough. Pattern 1, 15-minute rule. Here's something really interesting to know. 78% of successful sales come from the solutions that can be explained in under 15 minutes. Now, we've all heard of elevator pitches, it just rings true again. Why? Because when you're starting out, complexity is your enemy. Your first dollar rarely comes from an elaborate system. It comes from solving a simple problem simply. Think about it. Can you explain your solution to someone in an elevator ride? If you're not, you're probably overcomplicating it. The most profitable first solutions are often embarrassingly simple. A checklist, a call, a template, a 20-minute consultation call. Like me, I will solve your Facebook integration on Upwork, and loads of it came through Zapier. Problems to solve. A 20-minute consultation call, or for me, can I solve your problem with a Facebook integration? And that came through Fiverr and Upwork. Super simple, straight to the point, very, very easy to understand. Pattern number 2 is you have the proximity principle. Research by organizational psychologist Adam Grant shows that 40% more likely to help people we feel proximate to, either physically, emotionally, or contextually. Your first dollar almost always comes from either your existing network or creating a personal relationship. This is why the phrase "build it and they will come" approach fails often quite spectacularly. Your first customers aren't likely people to find you through Google. They're likely people who already have a problem and you go to them and solve their issue. And you can drive and define that trust to give a large capacity that they're willing to give a shot with spending their first dollar with you. Pillar number 3 is the urgency gap. There's a critical difference between problems people acknowledge and problems people will pay you to solve immediately. Your first dollar comes from hitting what I call the urgency gap, the space between I should fix this someday and I need to fix this right now. The key identifier is look for problems people are actively complaining about this week, not problems they mention in passing. Active complaints equal active wallets and they're willing to spend money with you. Now, you can get all this information for free if you're looking on places like Twitter, on Reddit, if you're researching, if you've got your eyes open to problems, they will start showing. Pillar number 4 is the confidence feedback loop. Here's the psychological breakthrough moment. Your first dollar creates what is known as self-efficacy, the belief that you can successfully perform a task. And this belief literally changes how your brain processes future challenges. Brain imaging studies show that people with high self-efficiency in a domain show increased activity in the prefrontal cortex when facing challenges. This part responsible for problem solving and persistence. Your first dollar doesn't just prove you can make money online. It rewires your brain in a way where you can see obstacles as solvable problems rather than stop signs. And here's what no one's telling you about earning money online. The moment it happens, everything changes, not just financially, but more so psychologically. The first dollar proves that strangers will pay you for value you create. It breaks the imposter syndrome spell, and it transforms you from someone trying to make money online to someone who runs an online business. And this shows an amazing psychological shift from aspiring to achieving. And it literally rewires you and your approach to challenges, your approach to problems. Instead of seeing obstacles as evidence you should quit, you start seeing them as problems you can solve. And I promise you, the second dollar is infinitely easier than the first. The 10th is infinitely easier than the second, and the 100th is also easier than the 10th. And this just scales with ease. Because once you can prove yourself that it's possible, the psychological barriers crumble. So here's my challenge to you. Stop trying to build the perfect online business and start trying to earn your first imperfect dollar and go from there. Pick one micro niche, identify a specific problem, create a simple potential solution, and reach out to 10 people online who have that problem. Don't wait until you feel ready. Don't wait until you have the perfect website or the perfect product. You just need to do it. Your first dollar is waiting for you, so stop preparing and start doing. And once you earn it, you'll realize the hardest part never was the money. It was the believing in yourself that you deserve to earn it. So guys, thanks for watching. Tell me what your micro niche is going to be. Let me know in the comments below and I'll do my best to reply to every single one of you. Got any questions as well? Put it in the comments and I'll be replying to any questions or queries. Any sources or research is also cited, so I hope you have a great day. Take care.